From the Arkansas Weather Watchers Weather Center, this is a severe weather alert.
Western Arkansas towards the Benton County area. So if you know anyone in these areas, make sure that they're taking your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows, put as many walls between yourself and the outside as physically possible here. So I've got Ryan, I've got Derek back there, I've got our team ready to go, keeping an eye on stuff up here. We've got that Solemn Springs camera pointed to the northwest. So I will get that situated, come up here in just a bit. But what we're going to do right now here is we're going to put a track on this storm here. So I'm going to clock it at about, let's go 32 miles per hour here. So that's going to go for the Bella Vista area and the Pea Ridge area here. So like I said before, if you know anyone that lives up here in northwestern Arkansas, give these guys a heads up. Tell them to take their tornado precautions immediately here. When we talk about that, that's getting into that center, most center part of your home, getting to that lowest part of your home as well, getting away from the windows, and putting as many walls between yourself and the outside as physically possible here. So that area of rotation is going to be, looks like it's going to be just to the south and west of Maysville. It's going to be moving out towards the north and east here. So Bella Vista, that's going to be, I would say Centerton as well. You're outside of the polygon, but Centerton and also the Decatur area and the Gravette area. So anyone up here in northwestern Arkansas, you need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. Like I mentioned before, I'm stressing right now that this is in northwestern Arkansas. This is not in central or anywhere else here. That is going to be for our folks up here in northwestern Arkansas at this current time here. So what I'm going to do for just a moment here is I'm going to switch this over. Give me just a bit. And I'm going to switch this over. We're going to go from the Rocky Comfort camera, because we were watching a tornado warning storm up there earlier. We're going to go to the Solemn Springs camera here, guys. So I'm going to have that pulled up here. Like I said, for a quick shout out to our folks up there and the Joint Forces K9 group up there in northwestern Arkansas for getting this camera. Ryan and Derek, make sure that we're still aligned with that camera here. Looks like we're good to go. So like I said before, the area of rotation is going to be just to the west and southwest of Maysville. It's moving to the north and east here. So the Gravette area, we're going to go for about 11:52 this evening. We'll put it about, let's say 25, 30 minutes from now, but it's going to take some time for you to get into your shelter, you know, find that safe place and whatnot. So you're cutting that time from about 5 minutes, 10 minutes more. So you're talking roughly 15, 20 minutes to get into your safe spots. The Bella Vista area, we're going to go for just a little bit after midnight. And also the Pea Ridge area, we're going to go until 12:17 this evening here. Heidi, I've got you guys in my ear. If you have anything that needs to be urgent, let me know immediately at this current time here. And looks like I've looked at that rotation and it's looking like it's pretty strong here. Yeah, I've got you in my ear. What you got? Okay. Okay, so apparently Facebook is down. We're back online? We're good? Okay. Okay. All right. So yeah, that was weird. So thank you for letting me know about that. Okay. Are we good? Are we good on Facebook? Okay. Okay. All right. So this is going to be the debris potential over here with this storm here. So give me just a second. And I'm going to take a look at a current couple of things here. It looks like it's going to be just to the south and west of Maysville. And it's going to continue to move up towards north and east here. So I haven't seen anything. Heidi, you have access to the National Weather Service chat. Have they said anything about this particular storm here? Okay. All right. So we're going to go over to our rotation strength real quickly here. And looks like it's going to be, I would say it's embedded within that cluster of storms coming out from northeastern Oklahoma. So we're going to have to continue to monitor here. But right now here, we're going to keep an eye on it. We do have a sky cam up there in the Solemn Springs area that is looking at that particular storm here. Looks like it's got a good base on that storm here. So we'll keep an eye on it here. Right now, I haven't heard anything in terms of if this is going to produce a tornado or whatnot. But if regardless, you need to be taking your tornado precautions up here if you live in the Benton County area here. So we're going to go ahead and go back over to the normal way you would look at the radar here. And I'm going to zoom this out for just a bit. I will say this as well. We need to keep an eye on that other storm. There's another storm that is just south and west of the Gentry area. We need to watch that storm closely too here, because it looks like it's starting to get what we call an appendage. And some of these storms are starting to get what we call that supercell characteristic, and may potentially be another tornado warning being issued for our folks up here in northwestern Arkansas. So if you're just now tuning in, like I said before, we're here covering a tornado warning up here in northwestern Arkansas. This tornado warning, if you guys can give me a favor, when does this tornado warning expire? It looks like it's going to go for 11:45 this evening here. So another 20 minutes here with this tornado warning up here in northwestern Arkansas. But right now, anyone in the Benton County area, that's going to in the Bella Vista area, the Gentry area, just north of Gentry. But I would watch that particular storm that's coming up from northeastern Oklahoma. These storms are going to continue to move off towards North Nice here, and there's going to be additional development as we move into tonight and into the first part of your Saturday morning here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to zoom back down on this particular storm. I didn't even go that far, but I'm going to zoom back down on this storm here. We're going to go over to the velocity real fast here. We're going to take a look at a couple of things here. So it looks like there's that rotation here. Some new scans coming in. It's going to be just to the south and west here. I'm going to go to the newest one, and that's going to be it right there. So I'm going to put a new track on this particular storm, and that's going to be it right here. So we're going to take this to the north Nice, and we're clocking at about 40 miles per hour here. So the Gravette area, Centerton, Bella Vista, over towards Pea Ridge, Garfield, Gateway, and Lost Bridge Village. If you know anyone in those areas, make sure that they're getting to their safe spots immediately. When we talk about that, by the way, lowest center part of your home, away from windows and away from those exterior walls here. So that's going to be it right here. That's going to be just south of the Maysville area. It's going to move to the north Nice here. So Bella Vista, Centerton, Decatur. You guys know this full well. If you track these storms up here in 2024, you guys had a monster supercell up here. Not saying we're going to, compare this one to that one, but you guys know full well how these tornado warning storms act up here in northwestern Arkansas late at night. So anyone in these areas, I know it's about to be midnight on a Friday night. Lots either have work tomorrow morning or they're using tomorrow as a break day. Let's go ahead and get them up. Let's get to shelter immediately, guys, at this current point. So let's see here. I haven't seen anything in terms of reports. My guys back there, are we good? Facebook, Roku, all that, we're good? Awesome. So Derek, do me a favor. Keep an eye on that. If you see any reports, just holler at me. Looks like that rotation is definitely starting to get its act together. That's going to be now, instead of just southwest of Maysville, looks like it's going to be just to the south and east of Maysville here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a road networker up here, coming up in just a second. So let me go ahead and get this up. Looks like we're good. Awesome. So what I'm going to do for just a moment is I'm going to zoom down to the particular rotation here. As you can see, when you're looking at radar here, if you don't keep up with the weather a lot or whatnot, this is how we know when there's a tornado potential here. So you have these reds that is coming in, that's going away from the radar, and then obviously you have the green that's going towards the radar here. So when you have the red and green combined as one, that's where you're going to have that tornado potential with this particular storm here. So this is going to be south and east of Maysville. Like I said before, that's going to go for 11:44 for the Gravette area. We're going to go for about almost midnight for the Bella Vista area here. And then also over towards Garfield, looks like about 12:17 this evening. The area of rotation looks like it's crossed over Highway 102 up here in northwestern Arkansas. This is north and west of the Decatur area. So like I said before, any one of these areas, give them a heads up. Looks like that's going to may actually cross over Interstate 49 up here in northwestern Arkansas. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Let's see, that's going to be Highway 279. This is Highway 72. And then this is also going to be Highway 549 up here. Looks like it's going to go south of 72 up here as well, coming out of the Gravette area. But regardless, if you know any one of these areas, make sure that they're getting into their safe spots immediately at this point. Fortunately, I have not seen anything in terms of debris. We'll take a look at that real quick. I'm not seeing anything debris-wise, so that's some good news there. Let's go to your rotation strength real quick. And right now, it looks pretty broad now. You can actually take a look at our Joint Forces K9 group, Skycam up there in Solemn Springs. It looks pretty broad out right now here, guys. So that's some really good news, but we're going to keep an eye on this particular storm as it pushes off towards north and east here, guys. So tornado warning is going to remain in effect until 11:45 this evening, about another 15 minutes, Arkansas. And then we're going to kind of give you guys a broader view on what to expect throughout the overnight hours for the rest of the state. So let me double check a couple of things real quick. And right now, I have not heard anything and seen anything. Looks like Facebook had some issues earlier. We're good there, so we're good. Should be good to go across the board now. But like I said before, we got that tornado warning up there in northwestern Arkansas. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to zoom this out and kind of give you guys a perspective on what's going on here in Arkansas at this point. We've had a lot of people ask, about, are we seeing severe weather throughout the day today on Friday and whatnot? This was always going to be an overnight event for us here in Arkansas. So throughout the overnight hours, what's going to end up happening here is we're going to have these storms that are going to develop from eastern Oklahoma, northeast Oklahoma, southwest Missouri. They're going to form into a squall line. That squall line is going to push east and southeast into Arkansas late tonight and into the first part of your Saturday morning here. So what does that mean? Damaging winds, large hail, that tornado threat, some of which could be strong, especially up here in western and northwestern Arkansas here. So tornado warning still remains in effect until 11:45. I'm going to double check a couple of things here. I'm going to go back over to your velocity real fast here. And like I said before, it was a decent couplet with this particular storm here. So I'm going to take a look at that real fast here. Looks like it's going to be just to the west of Highway 59 up here in Benton County. This is south and east of Maysville, south and west of the Gravette area, and north of the Decatur area, and west and northwest of Bentonville. So anyone in these areas, like I said before, we've got a track on here. I'm going to update that track real fast for you guys so we can kind of take a look and see what's going on. So that's going to be it right here. Let's go ahead and take a look. I'm going to zoom this out. Let's go 35 just to be safe over here. Okay, so that's going to be the Centerton area around 11:51 this evening here. We've got Bentonville right around 11:57, so just a little bit close to the midnight hour here. You should start seeing this activity move to the east. And then for the Pea Ridge area, we're going to go for about 12:08. And then also the Garfield area, let's look like 12:22. And then Lost Bridge Village, it's going to be about 12:27 well, it would technically be Saturday morning by then. So right now, fortunately, here's the good sign about this. We have not heard any reports of this thing being on the ground or whatnot. We're going to keep an eye on that storm just to the west of Solon Springs. That's going to be the tornado warning storm. I will say this. Oh, that's correction. It's not the one up here. It's the one I just seen that rotation, the one that's west of Solon Springs down there. Looks like that is a special weather statement right now. But it is good eye, Ryan. It is showing some good rotation with that storm. But right now, that tornado warning storm is going to move to the east here. So that's north of Solon Springs. It's going to be moving to the east towards the Centerton area. Looks like it's going to go north of Rogers. It's going to go south of the Pea Ridge area here. But what Ryan is talking about, and this is the one I think I saw earlier, the one that's southwest of Gentry. This one right here is showing signs of rotation as well. Not tornado warning just yet here, but looks like we're going to keep an eye on here. National Weather Service is going to watch it. If a tornado warning does get issued, it will be for our folks that are going to be on Highway 43, and then that's going to be Highway 12 as well here. So we're going to keep an eye on that. And this is what we expected. We were never expecting this to be during the day on Friday. This was going to be a situation where you were going to have these storms that were going to develop throughout tonight and into the first part of your Saturday morning here, guys. Okay, so tornado warning up there in Benton. We're going to keep an eye on that storm just to the west of Solon Springs. Special weather statement right now, but we're going to watch it very closely here. Let me go back over here to our debris potential real fast here. And right now, fortunately, I have not seen anything that warrants, hey, this thing's on the ground, doing damage or whatnot, which is great news. But when it comes to a tornado warning or even a severe thunderstorm warning, guys, you take it seriously regardless if it's on the ground or not. And making sure that you're getting to your safe spots. Another thing that I would recommend as well while we have you guys here, take a look below where the radar is, where that weather call, that QR code, go check that out, guys, because with a situation like this overnight, it will wake you up if we have any potential tornado warnings or severe thunderstorm warnings or whatnot. It will actually call you. You will get a phone call from me personally, and it will wake you up and tell you what's going on and then give you the information you need here. So my folks up here in northwestern Arkansas, like I mentioned before, tornado warning continues until 11:45 this evening. What you guys got?
Springs camera.
Okay, got a wall cloud on the Solomon Springs camera. Okay, and they just canceled the tornado warning. Heidi, do me a favor. Send the National Weather Service the camera that we have in Solomon Springs, and let them check that out here. We're gonna stay live. I know they just okay. I know they just canceled the tornado warning, but we're gonna stay live because you guys, I trust you guys back there. Y'all saw a wall cloud with that camera. So Heidi, do me a favor if you can get that into that chat and let them see that. Especially National Weather Service in Tulsa. Let them see what's going on, and we will go from there here, guys. So good eye, guys. Appreciate y'all for doing that. Looks like that severe thunderstorm warning still remains in effect till 11:45. So what we're gonna do is we'll stay here. We're gonna stay here for that 11:45 expiration for the severe thunderstorm warning, just in case they do put another tornado warning up here in northwestern Arkansas. Gonna keep an eye on this cell as well. That's gonna be just to the west of the Solomon Springs area here. So I'm going to go over to the rotation real fast here. It looks like it's still showing a considerable amount of rotation here. The question I have is it mid-level rotation, or is this actually coming down to the surface here? Because if it's mid-level, then this will more than likely produce some hail. But if we do have that rotation down to the lowest level, then obviously we will have to watch for that tornado potential, right? So we're going to keep an eye on it. What I will say is, my folks that are listed here on the screen, if you see your city or you know someone that lives in those cities that are listed, let's be proactive. Let's go ahead and get into that safe spot just in case, because even though this is not a tornado warning, we are still seeing some signs of rotation. It was forewarned before, so let's go ahead and get into that safe spot just to be on the safe side here. It never hurts, guys. I'd rather for you guys to be safe than sorry in these particular situations here. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this one that is just to the west of Solomon Springs here. Derek, I think I may have misunderstood you earlier when you guys said there was a wall cloud. It wasn't with the storm to the north.
Yeah.
It was the one to the west. Okay, so now you're facing north. Which way were you guys facing when you saw the wall cloud? Were you facing west?
North.
North?
Yeah, we're facing north.
Okay, so you guys were facing to that storm that was forewarned.
Yes.
Okay, there's another one that's just to the west that's showing signs of rotation now. So I'm going to put a track on it just to be on the safe side, and I'm going to track it at about 30 miles per hour here. So I'm going to keep an eye on it. Looks like that's going to go for Gentry, the Decatur area, Gravette, and also Bella Vista here. So like I said, these storms are not tornado warned right now, but we would rather for you guys to be safe than sorry when it comes to these types of situations here. So I've got a full crew back there. They're working as hard as they can. I've got a crew that is working behind the scenes as well, that's watching these storms, that's letting me know, hey, if these storms are rotating or whatnot. We also got these sky cams that are watching it. We got you covered here, Arkansas. So right now, I've got a track for this particular storm here. This one is just to the west of Solomon Springs. It's going to move to the north and east here. So we're looking at it 11:56 for the Gentry area. We're looking just a little bit after midnight for Decatur and the Gravette area. And then also for our folks in Bella Vista, we're going to talk about 12:30 this early Saturday morning here. The time I'm so used to saying, Friday evening, Friday night. We're now going into the overnight hours here of your Saturday morning here. Also, I do want to kind of let you guys know there is a tornado watch up here in northwestern Arkansas. A tornado watch is going to go until 4 a.m. I fully anticipate more watches, preferably tornado watches, being issued further to the east here as we get into your late Friday night and into your Saturday morning here. Okay, so I'm going to check a couple of things here. I'm not seeing any reports, which is great news. I'm not seeing any reports of this thing on the ground or whatnot. I see that structure on that Solomon Springs camera here. So what I'm going to do for just a moment, since we don't have a tornado warning on the board, I'm going to do this. So I'm going to take the radar off for just a moment. And I know I'm going to go black for a second here. And I'm going to try to see if I can get the Solomon Springs camera here. So we're going to try our best. We're going to see. And I'm going to try to see if I can get this going, guys. So give me just a second. There we go. All right. So looks like right now I can see it. That broad area of rotation here. Looks like that's going to be back in here because we're looking. Correct me if I'm wrong. We're looking to the west now, aren't we? Okay. So we're looking west. I could see that broad rotation on the Solomon Springs camera here. It's a beautiful structure. You know, I don't like tornadoes here, but it's definitely got a nice structure on it. And it can easily, you know, obviously these storms tonight up here in northwestern Arkansas do have that capability here. But right now, I'm not seeing any evidence that this thing's on the ground doing any damage or whatnot here. But I want you guys to pay attention to a couple of things. Number one, 72 degrees at your surface temperature. Your dew point is 61. So that's a saving grace for us right now, is we don't have a lot of deep, low-level moisture right now, which that's forecast to come in more throughout the overnight hours tonight. But we don't have a lot of that moisture up here in northwestern Arkansas right now. So that may be what's inhibiting some of these storms from really getting going up here in northwestern Arkansas right now here. So we're going to go back over to do what? Do what? Okay, so you said northeast. Northeast of Gentry? East northeast. Okay, so there's been a wall cloud reported east northeast of Gentry. So that's gonna be okay. So that's you. Okay, all right, cool. So that would that makes sense. That was from you guys. So that would be that rotating storm up there. So I'm fully anticipating what's gonna happen is they're gonna put another tornado warning out up here in northwestern Arkansas, just to be on the safe side here, guys. So we're gonna stay here. Let me go ahead and go back over to this real fast here. I'm going to zoom down to this particular rotation here. So that's going to be, looks like it's going to be south of Highway 72 over here. I'm going to zoom out for just a second. I'm going to put a track, and then we're going to talk about the road network, and we're going to talk about the areas impacted potentially with this rotating thunderstorm here. So I'm going to track it to the east at about 40 miles per hour. Okay, so that's going to be it. And what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and kind of talk to you guys about that here, guys. Okay, so looks like that's going to be going over the Gravette area coming up within the next 2 minutes or so. And then we got Bella Vista coming up at 11:53. Also the Pea Ridge area, that's going to be Gateway, Eureka Springs, and also Holiday Island here just a little bit after midnight. So what I want you guys to do, and I know you guys are going to probably get some feedback with this, treat this like a tornado warning, guys. Okay, this storm has shown history of rotation. We've had reports of wall clouds with this storm. I'd rather for you guys to be safe than sorry here. If this doesn't go to a warning, that's fine. But I'd rather for you guys to be in that safe place just to be on the safe side here. Okay, so my folks over here in northwestern Arkansas, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you guys the track. So the Gravette area, we're looking at about 11:43 coming up in the next minute. The Bella Vista area, we're looking at about 11:53 this evening here. And then obviously we get after midnight here, you're going to start talking about the Garfield area, the Gateway area, Eureka Springs, and also Holiday Island coming up after midnight here. So right now, like I mentioned before, no tornado warning in place right now. We're looking at that broad rotation. I'm also going to keep an eye on that storm that's just south and west of the Solomon Springs area here at this current point here. Let me go ahead and zoom this out, kind of give you guys a perspective of what's going on. I do see a couple more areas of concern. We do have some more storms that are trying to get going south of Interstate 40 over there in eastern Oklahoma. So what's going on here right now is, let me back this out. I'm going to show you guys something cool here, okay? So obviously, you've got those tornado warnings up here in southwestern Missouri. And then you also have these supercells that are developing across eastern Oklahoma and northwestern Arkansas. I want to point your attention back out here towards the west. That activity is your cold front. That cold front, what's going to happen overnight, it's going to move eastward. It's going to bring in low-level moisture coming in. You're going to have better dynamics and everything later on tonight and the early part of your Saturday morning. And that's what's going to lead for that severe weather potential late tonight and into your Saturday morning for much of Arkansas. So I know my folks in Russellville, the Little Rock area, Jonesboro, you guys are just kind of hanging tight right now. I know not much going on. That's going to change as we move into the overnight hours in the first part of your Saturday morning. Up here in northwestern Arkansas, that tornado warning has been dropped, but we're going to keep an eye on it here. I've got guys that are watching it closely. Regardless, this is going to be capable of producing damaging winds upwards to 60 to 70 miles per hour, and also the potential of large hail with this storm as well up here in northwestern Arkansas. And also, we're going to keep an eye on some of these cells that are developing just south of Interstate 40. That activity will move into northwestern Arkansas later on tonight as well. The more activity we get to develop up here, the more that we start to cut down the severe threat and the tornado threat up here in northwestern Arkansas. But until then, we're going to have to watch each and every single one of these storms right now. So the tornado warning's been canceled. The severe thunderstorm warning up here is going to go until 11:45. And then, like I said before, I'm going to keep an eye on some of these cells here. Let's take a look just for a second. You notice something. These cells have what's called this appendage here. True supercell characteristics over here. We'll have to keep an eye on it here because as they move northeast, they'll start to encounter a little bit more favorable environment for severe weather, which does include tornadoes here. So gonna have to keep an eye on some of these cells over here in eastern Oklahoma. Right now, I would say just looking at this storm that's coming up across northwestern Arkansas, I would dare say right now, I just remain where you are shelter-wise. Just this particular storm does have a history of producing wall clouds and also has a history of being tornado warned, right? So I'd rather for you guys to be safe than sorry up here in northwestern Arkansas. So the Bella Vista area over towards Centerton, down towards the Gentry area. The good news is you can see these storms are starting to kind of bow out in shape. So that does help negate some of your tornado threat. However, damaging winds up to 60 to 70 miles per hour could easily become a hazard with this storm here. So this is going to move to the north and east. So like I said, for Bella Vista, it's about to get loud coming up in a little bit. Already seeing storms in the Decatur area and also down towards Gentry. This activity is going to easily move off towards the north and east here. You've got family and friends that live in southwest Missouri. That's across the border. You might want to give them a heads up here with these storms here. So looks like, let me double check a couple of more things. It'd be nice if I kept my phone on here. So it looks like we're good. I have not heard anything. My boys back there, have y'all heard anything in the reports? We're all good, Gravy? Awesome. Okay, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to let this particular severe thunderstorm warning continue. It's going to go till 12:30. So it looks like it's going to be for 60 mile per hour winds, 1-inch hail. Let's call it at about 11:50. I think if anything were to develop, we'll be here long enough, another 5 minutes to see what's going to end up happening. This gives me a great opportunity here. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to zoom this out, and I'm going to take off the localized radar if I can. Give me just a second, guys. So I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to put on the regular radar, and then we're going to zoom back down here. Okay, so this is the statewide radar here, guys. Okay, and pretty much I'm going to show you guys what's going on here. So obviously we're rocking and rolling up there in southwestern Missouri. Right now in Arkansas, you're watching this from Little Rock, you're watching this from Jonesboro, you're watching this from Mena, El Dorado, wherever in central or western or eastern Arkansas. You're watching this and it's quiet. You're like, okay, where's all this severe weather that we've been talking about, right? Well, you've got storms going on up here in northwestern Arkansas, southwest Missouri, down into eastern Oklahoma. And then like I mentioned before, this is going to be your trigger point. This cold front that's moving into the Oklahoma City area right now, that's going to be your trigger late tonight and into the first part of your Saturday morning here. Damaging winds, large hail, and that tornado threat is going to be present throughout the overnight hours and into the first part of your Saturday morning here. I understand a lot of people need to get sleep. A lot of people have work tomorrow, or they have plans, or they just use Saturday as a rest day. I highly, highly, highly recommend getting that weather call service. And I understand it's $15 a year. I get it, but it's going to save your life, and it's going to help wake you up, especially if we start getting severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings later on tonight here, guys. Okay, so regardless of that, like I said before, it's not mandatory, but it's a very helpful tool. Regardless, we're going to be here throughout the overnight hours keeping you guys updated here. Okay, so right now I think we're safe and good to go. I think we're good enough to leave that severe thunderstorm warning ongoing. If you guys have anything back there, no reports, nothing coming in or whatnot, I haven't checked anything right now. But I think that is pretty much it at this point here, guys. Okay, so what we'll do is we're going to break away. I highly recommend as well going to check out our 24/7 channel. That's going to be Natural State Weather Live. Go check it out. It's going to have all the information you need in terms of timing, in terms of what severe threat you're in, what tornado threat you're in. You'll have radar and you'll have Futurecast on there as well. And then obviously, if an additional warning does get issued, we'll be here. We're going to be up here all night. We're going to be up here first thing tomorrow morning. And we'll continue to keep you guys updated right here, your source for all things Arkansas weather.